Good afternoon, super friends, and welcome to the Monday, November 17th edition of the Sacred News and Weather. I am rocking my St. Francis look with two cats and a dog pretty much on me right now. This is the second time I'm recording because I closed my eyes to deliver the message, and two of them jumped on me at once, and it's just been a bit much. So I tried throwing them all off of me, and it wasn't working. So we've settled in. I'm hoping we stay settled. Today's message, I gotta say, I felt a little called out personally by it. And I actually had a moment where I was like, is this just for me or is this for everyone? And it was loud and clear that it is for everyone, but we are veering away slightly from the what I feel like has been a recurring theme that's being woven through, which feels like building a relationship or moving through timelines, like stepping up into our next timeline in and around relationship in particular. The last couple of weeks felt really forward for me, and today feels like something very different, which is why I was questioning it, like, is this for just me or is this for the collective? But again, it was made clear to me that it is for the collective. So it feels more like a work in the world message today. But as with anything I deliver to you, please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you do hear a relationship in here for you, please trust that. I am trying to teach you all to listen to my words, but tune inward to really understand their meaning and the message for you, so that when all of the myriad lies coming at us from the outside world are coming in, we know how to discern what is true for us. So that's what I'm inviting you into here as I deliver these messages. And as you go out into the world and listen to the news and the weather in real life, I want you to use that same attunement, that same discernment to determine what is true for you. And I think that's enough of a preamble. The only other thing I will say is that these messages are timeless. So whether you're tuning in real time or you've caught me sometime later, trust that if you're tuning in, there's very likely going to be something here for you. And now I am for reals going to close my eyes and just sink into the message that wanted to come through for us today. And today began with an image. It began with an image of an acorn, and it was an acorn from a particular oak tree that was in the yard of one of the houses on my street growing up. It does not stand any longer. At some point, even when I was a child, that tree got cut down in to make space for an addition that went on to the home. But those acorns and that huge, glorious oak that I wish was never cut down came forward. And the feeling that I had was they look so different, but the acorn knows exactly what to do to become this magnificent oak tree. And I don't think the cutting down was relevant, because the next thing I saw was we have a beautiful 300-year-old oak tree outside the sweet little hippie church that I attend. And we honor it every Sunday with a namaste, with a thank you. And so, and then all of the other oaks in my neighborhood, and there are many glorious ones that are still standing. And so I felt like we were being drawn to the way an acorn knows to become that oak tree and the process it has to undergo in order to achieve full oakitude. And it's really the perfect message for the weather, for the season, as the season transitions, as we transition from fall into winter, as we get ready for that wintering season where we really need to go into the depths of the soil, into the fertile void, into the earth, in our beings, in our bones, to really allow whatever wants to incubate, to incubate. And you could argue that this is a message of spring, but I really don't feel like that is what I'm talking about here now. I feel like because seeds inherently, the planting of the seeds and the sprouting of the seeds are in Chinese five element theory inherently a spring message, but this was much more about the knowingness contained within the seed and the need for us to really get into the depths of that loamy, rich, nourishing, sacred feminine soil, the divine feminine soil, the fertile void, the place where the logos, the birther of the cosmos, all came through. Nothing comes through. Nothing can be born without the inky depths of the fertile void. And that's where it felt like we were being drawn to today in today's work, in today's message. And the feeling here in the depths of this soil was really an in battling. The feeling in my body was like this feeling of like, I can't just sit here. I'm restless. I must do something. I must act. I must like make this seed sprout. It's got to go. What do I need to do? And the feeling was spirit was like, mm. You are not meant to act. You are not meant to do. You are meant to sit quietly and allow what's here to be. And it is in the being, not in the doing. It is in that divine feminine energy where what is truly meant for us, what our work in the world is truly meant to become, that is the way that it is going to unfold. Now, for some of you in here, you are truly in this place of wanting to birth something right now, wanting to get your work out in the world. It is for those of you who are healers and coaches and doing this sort of work, or not. It could be any line of work, really. We're nearing the end of the year and we're beginning to think about, plan for, create what's to come in the new year. And for me, this is very much true. And there's this feeling of pressure of, oh, I have to get this out and I have to get it out for this mark and this mark and this mark and this mark. And my body keeps telling me, no, no, sit down at your altar, get quiet. It will emerge, it will unfold. And there's that image of the acorn, like just starting to sprout, just beginning to sprout rather than like really like rigorously tending to it. There's nothing that we can do to it to make it turn into an oak tree. It is just going to turn into that oak tree in its own time. And so there was a real invitation to take the pressure off of yourself, to let the earth hold your seeds, to let the earth hold your sacred ideas, and trust that when the time is right, there is going to be an action that will be happening beneath the earth that will allow that seed to germinate, that will allow that seed to sprout and grow into that magnificent oak tree. But there's this in battling of like needing to make it happen now, needing to make it look a certain way, needing to create in a very specific old way. And I'm emphasizing that because some of you, and this was the part where I felt particularly called out today, some of you are like me, not all of you, but some of you will relate to this. That feeling of like being the overachiever, of having to do all the things, having to take all of the actions, having to hold all of the things, having to get all of the ducks in the row, having to do it all. And this feeling of your worthiness, your value being really closely linked with your productivity, with the amount of work that you produce, or the amount of plates that you can spin, the amount of shit that you can juggle. Your worth is in there. And you know better now. And I can feel, I can feel in me, therefore I can feel in you, where you innately know up here now that your worth, despite what society is telling you, you've been around the block enough to know that your worth is actually not tied up in what you produce, but there is this inherent muscle memory, soul memory, wounding, if you will, that is telling you that if you are not gutting yourself, if you are not, like, the image is like your knuckles on a cheese grater, like if you are not grinding yourself down to the bone, then you must not be worthy. And the only way you're going to be worthy is if you can get off your ass and start working, start doing, start producing. And it's just not the time. Now, if this isn't your message, you'll know it, because you'll be like, it is the time. I'm in the middle of things. Are you telling me to stop? No. I am telling you to listen to your intuition and know that you, if this message is for you, you are being invited into a new way of allowing your soul's work, allowing your work in the world to unfold. And it doesn't look like anything you have ever done before. It does not look like checking boxes. It does not look like gutting yourself from dawn until dusk. It does not look like, sorry, I'm getting something. I don't know if I understand it. I think I'm seeing like one particular thread of energy. What I'm seeing is, I think I do get it. Um, what I'm seeing is like the behavior that was modeled to you as worthiness, the it it feels like for some of you, you have that old family story, and many of us do. It's that Protestant work ethic that feels like it's coming through over here. That's why I was confused. I was seeing like pilgrims or something, and I was like, Thanksgiving? What? Like, what are we talking about here? And it's relevant in that the message that was being conveyed to me. I have been the sole producer of many holiday functions where I thought it was my duty and it was honorable and it was a good thing to be the one who was doing it all. And like the octopus is coming forward, like all of the tentacles, like I'm doing it all, look at me doing it all, and like not actually getting to enjoy the gathering, to enjoy the company, to enjoy the people, because my worthiness was so tied up in the doingness of it. And that's what's coming through over here. And that was the storyline that is coming through. And so for some of you, you know this feeling. It was modeled to us maybe by our mothers or our grandmothers, maybe by our fathers. It doesn't necessarily need to be on the feminine line, on the feminine ancestral line. It tends to be there because of the imbalance of the patriarchy. But those of you who are relating to this message have someone in your bloodline, in your relational line, who modeled the behavior that gutting yourself was the only way that you could be worthy. And it's time to stop that. I'm also not saying it is time to sit on your bottom and do nothing either. You will know by tuning into your heart, by tuning in particular, actually, to your solar plexus, but connected to your heart. So if you could tune your energy, tune the satellite dish of your solar plexus, of your embodiment to your heart, you will know what the next right step is for you, the next aligned action that you are meant to take. For some of you, it truly is sitting on your bottom and getting quiet and really not thinking about what your soul's work is in the world or what you want to do in the world, but connecting fully with your body, connecting fully with your being, and inviting your soul's work to emerge from you. And that may feel like trying things on for size, like daydreaming. It might feel like daydreaming, imagining, visualizing, whatever word resonates for you. Your action, your most aligned action, your masculine work here may feel more feminine because your next aligned action is to sit and get quiet and begin to visualize what it is that you would like to call in, what this next version of your work in the world is, what this next version of your soul's work is, and to allow yourself to visualize and try it. But what I'm seeing here as I'm doing this, I'm gesturing as if you can see what's here. It's almost as if like you're trying on rolls and they're floating by in a cloud, like this version of yourself, this vision of yourself. And you're just seeing what could possibly be here for you without saying, no, 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 that's not it. That's not right. That's not it. That's not right. Just letting it float by. And when something feels like, oh, that could be yummy, just like imagining bringing that cloud all the way into your being and like holding it here as a possibility, holding it in your being as a possibility, and then letting the next cloud float by. This, for some of you, this process right here might be really quick. And for others of you, it might feel impossibly long. And what I'm seeing now, it almost feels like it's in proportion. I was going to say direct proportion, but I'm also seeing like indirect, like inverse proportion. And so again, find yourself in here. But like the longer you held this belief in your life that your worth was tied up in what you produced and the magnificence of your productivity, it's almost like the longer you will need to give yourself in this more passive action. It is not inaction to sit on your bottom and visualize. And I'm also seeing some of you need to go take long walks in the woods to visualize what the next version of yourself wants to call in. Some of you need to connect with nature in order to access this part of yourself. But it's almost in it's like it's in opposition to what you would normally do. You would normally like try on an idea and immediately go and like start trying it on and then like abandon ship halfway through because nope, it's not really what I want. And so if this is resonating with you, you are being invited to slow the F down and allow yourself to daydream, allow yourself to visualize, allow what wants to be born to come into you and then move through you. This is going to be consistent no matter where you are in the process. It's going to be a coming into you and then moving out from you. I can feel the energetic cycle here. If you are more in a place where I'm just confessing here, true confessions, where you identify as that multi-passionate, like there are many things that you could do and many threads of energy that you could pick up and follow and many ways to create this new version of your work in the world. You may be at what my dear friend Bethany and I like to call pick away and go it. This was Bethany's invention, and I'm going to see if I can get it to come through for you. But in it, the joke between Bethany and I, pick away and go it are two little British men moving through New York City, and they are their names are pick away and go it. And when you get hung up, you are meant to pick away and go it. And so you don't get the whole story there, but you may be at pick away and go it, where you need to choose the most aligned place to put your energy and attention. If you have all of them in front of you, you are at a place where you need to make a choice and take the next aligned action. Doesn't mean that this is the baby that's going to take you to your highest abundance, your highest unfolding, your highest timeline? Does it mean that? Not necessarily, but it is the one that is calling to you the loudest, and therefore it deserves your attention. And so go ahead and give it your full attention until and unless you get the message that, oh, wait, nope, this is not the one. And if you find yourself being one of the people who I also resonate with, who can give a whole bunch of energy to one thing and then kind of get bored a little bit and be like, is this the thing? What if this isn't the thing? Maybe this isn't the thing. Maybe I should be doing this over here. Guess what? You get to choose and you have to listen. You're being invited to listen to your wounding, listen to your heart, listen to yourself. Am I just getting bored here? And do I need to go take a walk, call a friend, take a vacation, do something different before putting my attention back into the thing that I just got bored with? Or is this really a sign from the divine telling me to abandon this ship and pick up the other one? Now, only you are going to be able to answer this for yourself. And the way that you are going to know, I need to ask actually. I know how I know, but and I'll share that with you, but I think there might be something coming through here. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment. Okay, so what I'm seeing, I'm seeing grandmother spider, and that might not mean anything to you, but I'm going to try and give you a meaning. Grandmother spider is she's a part of the tree of life, the Judaic tree of life. She is Bina is her name. She's on the left pillar of the tree of life, and she is where we go to bring our most divinely appointed ideas, that divine spark that we get at the crown. It comes over to Hokmah. Hokmah is that awe. It's like the flash of light, like, yes, this is my thing. And then we bring it over to Bina to bring it into form. She gives structure over here to your divinely appointed ideas. But she's also grandmother spider. She is a pattern recognizer. And what I'm seeing here with Bina is that if you are someone who knows that you abandon your ship all the time before bringing your complete work out into the world, your complete idea into fruition, Grandmother Spider is inviting you to look at that and ask yourself why. Is this your pattern? And if it is your pattern, is it serving you, or is it time to break the pattern? Is it time to find a way to stop abandoning yourself, to stop abandoning your passion mid sentence so that you can actually do the thing and bring it fully into form? So, first, I want you to recognize whether or not it's a pattern in you to abandon your ship, or feeling into your body to discern. Again, tuning Bina to your heart, tuning Hokmah, tuning your energy here, your divine spark, and the way you're going to bring it out into the world, tuning everything down to your heart to ask yourself truly, am I abandoning this ship because I'm afraid of the way it will change my life? Because that's usually, and this is what I'm hearing now, that's usually what it is. When we abandon our passions mid sentence, when we leave behind something that we have been working toward for a really long time, it's usually from a place of fear. It's usually from a place of the fear of not being able to hold the change, or losing relationships because of the change, of losing a way of life because of the change, even if it's a way of life that you don't actually love, even if it's something that you are ready to do away with. It's like your body is saying, no, no, we can't do it. We can't hold it. We can't hold it. So grandmother spider, Bina, is asking you to look at whether or not you are abandoning your ship out of fear or out of true, no, this is not it. And if you can truly answer the no, this is not it, then you get to put down whatever it was that you were doing and switch gears. But I suspect that more of you here tuning into this message today are hitting that point in your pattern of conscious or not, oh shit, what if I can't pull this off? And that fear of not being able to pull it off, that fear of not being able to be abundant, that fear of not being able to hold what the version of you that will potentially arise if you are successful in this pursuit, that fear is what is causing you to abandon your ship. And you're being invited to really burst through that pattern, to bust through it, and to let your nervous system know that you are ready to hold it. And you're going to do that again by tuning all of your attention into your heart, into the bigger version of the I am, into the truth of who you are, and to allow it to move all the way down and through you so that this beautiful idea can be birthed out into the world. And again, I'm hearing it doesn't necessarily mean more doing. It just means trusting yourself, trusting in the divine, trusting in source, trusting in the highest version of yourself. Insert your word here. Having enough self trust and trust in something greater than yourself to take the next aligned action again and again and again until you bring whatever it is you are trying to birth out into the world into fruition. I'm just listening because I'm getting a picture of the balancing of the masculine and the feminine here. Yeah, we think that if we have an idea, the next thing that we're meant to do is take the action and the action and the action and the action. It's that doing, it's that productivity piece. And we're being invited to really balance out both so that all you need to do is that next aligned action, one step at a time, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. And know what I'm hearing now is know that some days are going to be super, like lots of activity. And some days are really going to be meant for you to go walking in the woods, to be sitting on your butt at your altar, to be having a conversation with yourself, with your uncle, with your friends. I just heard something there too. All right. I don't like to give negative messages per se, but I'm going to deliver this anyway because I heard it I heard it clearly. Came from over here, whatever that means. But the feeling is that some of you may actually look toward your friends to help keep you small. So maybe it's time to keep this big, bold, beautiful project that you would like to bring out into the world, your soul's work, your next thing that you're bringing out into the world. Maybe it's time to keep it to yourself and allow yourself to work at it in the way that you are meant to so that it comes through you without having so much chatter about it, because it feels like some of you have folks who are influencing you, like who kind of want to keep you small. Like there's a fear in them that is bleeding into your system that says if he creates this thing, he's going to leave us behind. If he is successful, if she is successful, there's no genders here. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a male here at the moment, and I'm seeing men here as well. I don't know why. And it's neither here nor there. But the feeling is if you are successful in birthing this new vision, this highest version of yourself, your friends are worried, your family is worried, someone over here is worried that you are going to leave them behind. And that is a reality. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes we do leave people, especially people who are really drawing on our energy and trying to keep us small. Sometimes we're meant to leave those people behind, but those who are meant to come with you are going to come with you. So trust that also. Nothing that is meant for you is ever going to pass you by. I've said that here before. I've delivered whole messages about it here before, and it's true here again today. So take that next aligned action. It may involve not sharing with people whom you might normally share your plans with. I'm also being reminded of the don't take advice, don't take driving directions from people who've never been to where you're going. That feels true here also. It's not everyone really wants to see you succeed, and a lot of you are keeping yourself small by keeping yourself in groups that want you to just stay with them and not pull away and become your most magnificent self. And what I'm also being reminded of here too is that you're growing into your biggest, baddest, boldest version of yourself is an invitation to them to up level as well. But not everybody in this world, and I've had to learn this the hard way, and I've had my heart broken 100,000 times around it, but not everyone in this world really wants to become their biggest, baddest, most amazing version of themselves. But that is not you, because that is why you are watching this message and receiving it now. I feel like this has gone on long enough. I'm sick of talking and I'm sick of hearing myself, so you must be sick of me too. I'm going to open my eyes here and I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. Please like and share and subscribe. Tell your friends. Come hang out with me in all the ways. I have to go into some of you. I just saw that some of you friended me on Facebook in a group that I used to be very active in. But as part of my decolonization of my burnout, I have not been using my Facebook group really at all. And I've been doing everything in my main or on my main Facebook page. So I'm going to go and leave that message in the Facebook group and invite you to come and find me, just Dana Friedman, not Coach Dana Friedman. And if I can be savvy enough to put it down below, I'll do that as well. But just come and find the regular old me. You don't have to friend me in my former group. I used to kind of hide there. I used to be a little bit embarrassed or like afraid about what I'm doing. And I thought, no, people are going to think I'm weird. And I'm beyond that now. So I'm just my full force weirdo on my regular page. So come and hang out with me there. And that's it. I'm going to shut up. Have a beautiful Monday. I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye bye.